If you've been following along with me, you know how we can create headers and footers in a document and choose to have the first page appear differently. That's what we did with our home recipes document here. And if you've been following along, we'll keep working with this document. If you've jumped to this lesson, you can get caught up by going to the Chapter 5 folder and opening up Home Recipes 2. We decided to leave page 1 different with nothing in the header and nothing in the footer section. But when we get to page 2, we do have the logo and some text. And then we see at the bottom in the footer section we added page numbering, and as we scroll through the remaining pages they all look the same. What if we wanted something different on page 2? Well, we can accomplish that if we create sections in our document. Each section then can have different headers and footers, and they can even have a different first page header or footer. Right now our document is one big section. So if we wanted a new section, let's say at the beginning of page 2, we could go to the end of page 1 and insert a new section after this page. To do that, we go up to the Page Layout tab. So if you've clicked at the end of page 1, right after the web address for No Obstacles Inc., click Page Layout, and from here you'll see in the Page Setup section, Breaks. And when we click that, here's where we go to put in page breaks, column breaks, and text wrapping if we wanted to, but there's also a section breaks section. And you'll notice the first option is what we call a next page section break. Inserts a section break and starts the new section on the next page, which would be page 2 in our document. There's also options for continuous, which would insert the section break and start the new section right on the same page. You can also do even and odd pages if you wanted to, say, have page numbering on the left for every even page and on the right for every odd page. You could do that. That's not important to us because our page numbering is going to be centered. Let's go to Next Page and give it a click. Now you can see what happens right away on page 2. We don't see that header anymore. And if we scroll down to the bottom of the page numbering is gone. Yet we do see it on page 3. And that's because we're looking at a new section. Section 2 here also has the ability to have a different first page header and footer. So if we wanted to see that, all we have to do is start working with our headers and footers. Let's say for our letter here, we don't want the header. We just want Dear Customer to be the first thing people see. But at the bottom, we do want the page numbering. So we'll just double click down here. As long as we're below the shaded area on the ruler, when we double click at the bottom of the page, we're inside the footer for section 2. And notice it says first page footer for section 2. This is the first page of our new section. And as we scroll down, you'll see there's a header for section 2. At the top of page 2 is our first page header. We'll leave that blank. But let's scroll down to the bottom and add our page numbering. Let's go to the page number drop down here. If you still have your cursor flashing inside the first page header or footer, you'll notice that the Design tab has become available on the ribbon, and we have our header and footer section. So we don't have to go to the Insert tab. We can go directly to the page number drop down here, move down to Current Position, and to keep it matching the rest of our document, we'll use the same format. Let's scroll down till we see large 1. And when we click there, notice it is actually a page 2 that appears. So it knows the page number, but we should center that. So let's click in front of it and go to the Home tab and center it by clicking the center button, or you can use Control E on your keyboard. There we go. All right, so when we close this up, you can double click anywhere in the text. We have our page 2, but at the top of this page, we have no header. So page 1 is different from page 2, which is different from the rest of the document, which does have the header and the page numbering showing up at the bottom. So what happens when you want to remove sections? You don't really see them here. You don't see anything on the ruler, but there is a button on the ribbon that allows you to see certain formatting characters. It's this little guy right here in the paragraph section, the Show Hide button. Give that a click. And what you'll see is not just page breaks, but you'll also see section breaks, for example. So as we scroll up to the bottom of page 1, there's our section break, a next page section break. So if you didn't really want that, you could actually take it out. Just click anywhere along it, and you'll see your cursor flashing in front. Hit your Delete key to remove it. Notice everything comes back. We do want the section break, so let's undo that delete by clicking our Undo or Control Z, and we'll leave it like that. Go back to that same button to hide all of our formatting, and we'll continue from here.